Previously on the Sinking City.
At last, Mr. Charles Reed.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Sinking City. Right now we're going to pick up where we left, where we're trying to find... What was his name again? Thorogmorton's son. So, by using our special powers, we're able to see that someone fled through this opening in the wall. So, there we go.
So the fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots. Even though Albert was wounded, he managed to climb that high. Robert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong.
I think we're getting closer.
There's something in the pocket.
Bloodstained note. Louis, please, just give me one more week. I know I owe you, but I'm underwater like everyone else right now. I don't yet have enough stock to operate the bar smoothly with the fuzz snooping about the port. But don't worry, I've struck a nice deal with the proper people and should have a steady supply channel soon. Just one more week and I'll return everything with double interest. Peter. Okay.
The blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got far.
Okay. Hey. What are you doing there, man? What are you doing there, man? Okay. We desperately need to find some bullets, because if there's gonna be a fight... We have some bullets. Just needs reloading. Okay. I'm pretty sure we're going to find some monsters here. There we go. I told you. It was just like very cliche. Our fella here.
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
No. And this is small whale, some kind of a fish.
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
Okay, let's go to the Mind Palace. Bar owner is in debt to Lewis. The owner of the local bar in the port owes Lewis Flynn money. Yeah. So, I have to connect something here. Just in case Daddy wants a photo. And I would like a photo of this. As an Innsmore, Lewis and his people suffer at the hands of the Throgmortons. Wow, that's a mouthful. That could be a reason to hate them. So if I get it right, we have to make it something of this. Louis may be at the bar. Okay. So we have to find the bar. Okay. Louis may have wanted to kill Albert outright because he was a Throgmorton rather than just drive him off. Okay. So that's what we found out. By connecting the clues, you make a conclusion to go and solve this. It works pretty awesome. What's here? Nothing. So I guess we just checked everything that we could check. Let's go find where the bar is. I hope it's easy to find. Maybe it's this. Under the keel bar. Okay, so we don't need this marker anymore.
Hey, got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days. Oh, yeah.
How can I help you, buddy?
Got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days.
Stay alert. Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
No, I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure.
Welcome to Under the Keel. What do you want?
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah. Even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
What should I pick?
Robert Throgmorton hired me to investigate his son's disappearance. I found the note about your debt to Lewis near his cold, dead body. It looks like Lewis murdered Robert's kid. You want him to come here and ask instead of me?
What?
Don't what me. At best, you're harboring a criminal. At worst, you're an accessory to murder.
What? No. I ain't done nothing.
Tell that to Mr. Throgmorton.
No. Throg.
Wow.
Upstairs.
That worked
Here's
wonderfully.
the key.
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day.
Indeed. Now tell me about these creatures.
I've seen some unsettling creatures around. Like nothing I've ever encountered. What are they?
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. No one knows what they are, but consider yourself lucky to still be in one piece. They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea. Others that they are Kay's punishment for us.
And what do you say?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to erase the memory, I sell a perfect cure right here. Remember, better to be a coward and live than brave and dead. Unless you're a newcomer.
Bye.
Thanks for advice, buddy. Yeah, that was really helpful. Okay, let's find Lewis.
What the? Get the... Oh.
Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Jesus.
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
What kind of... why do you... your face, it's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Wanna spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
no, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before. I didn't mean any offense.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
That's no problem, buddy. Just, you're fishman. Okay, so what to choose?
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
Damn it. Now do he really has a family? Or he's lying? Let's say he didn't want to do this because he wasn't him. But what if he's lying? I need more evidence. If there is any more evidence to find.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
Few bullets. Okay, fine.
Turns out I arrived here unprepared for business. You give me a little something to get started, and my lips are sealed.
I knew you'd understand. Here you are, Mr. Reed.
Okay, so now what? Louis was aware of his actions. Louis was aware of what he's doing during the fight with Albert Throgmorton. Louis was mentally affected and could not entirely control his actions. So this is the conclusion. Louis killed Albert Throgmorton while under some sort of mental influence. He couldn't control his actions and thus be blamed for Albert's death. I could try and cover for him, or else Robert Throgmorton will have his head. Let's try this. Alright, let's go back to that guy. So where he's now? Here. I can either reveal Louis' whereabouts to Robert Thormore or say him and lie to Robert. Now, I don't know if I'm doing exactly a good thing here. We made a deal, but I'm not sure if this guy is saying the truth. He looked pretty honest to me, but I don't know. Let's believe him.
Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something.
What? I don't have all day.
Some unusual creatures. And they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those unsettling things appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible. And when you can't, keep your weapons handy.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
I've tracked down your son's murderer.
Where? Who is he?
I tracked the murderer down, but he was attacked by those things prowling the back alleys. They tore him apart. It was that Innsmouther fisherman, Louis. He was covered in your son's blood. That may have attracted the beasts.
Are you certain the body is his?
Beyond any doubt. All that's left of him is a heap of flesh and this scrap of cloth. It's from his jacket. Just ask his friends.
Alas, this was my revenge to exact, not some wild beast's. Something must be done about those pests. Still, justice has been served. This isn't closure, but at least I know now the story. Thank you.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Kay, to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
I'm a kind of... I look like I'm on drugs. Jesus. Both.
I think I'm going mad, Mr. Throgmorton. I see things, visions, and I need it to stop. I was drawn here, or guided, or I don't know. But I believe the source of this madness is here, in Oakmont.
You're not wrong, Mr. Reed. An inexplicable hysteria spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more than just a natural disaster?
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened defied scientific explanation.
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture, a sleeping giant, drowned streets, and a voice calling from the depths.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition, desperately wanting to find the cause.
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
You think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition's results as I am.
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throgmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research, but left all preparations to Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Oldgrove. Here, I'll show you.
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
Give me bullets. Alright.
I gave you clear instructions.
Okay, bye. So, I think it's time to head to that hotel. Just to give him some sleep. I mean, he's a tired man after this long travel to the city's flooded and we are at the bottom of it. What the? That was fast. Lost at sea. Robert Throgmorton found an expedition to discover the origin of the mass hysteria gripping Oakmont. The expedition was to explore the seabed near Oakmont. Contact with the expedition was soon lost. Albert Throgmorton was the only known survivor. He was subsequently murdered. I was hired to find any other expedition members, dead or alive. Throgmorton will be waiting for my report in his manor in southern Oldgrove. So, is this the hotel? Yeah, this is the hotel. Okay, just remove this. All right, everyone. So I think I'm going to wrap this up, and we're going to continue in the third part. Thank you for watching, and I'll hope you had some fun.